Nice right hand. Heavyweight main event in which both men have been. Oh! What a right uppercut! It is over! One shot and done! My oh my!
That was a bad stoppage. How did he stop the fight so quick? That was a bad stoppage. That was a bad stop. What? What? He had the hands over. What? He's not even settled down there on the canvas yet. What's going on? What's going on? I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. We got a lot to talk about. It was a big day for heavyweight boxing. Right now it's 9:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just watched the entire ESPN Plus undercard and the full card just like the last, 3.5 hours or some shit? Probably. So I was supposed to be at the fight, but was just way too tired to get out there. I'm sorry I couldn't do it. You know, I wouldn't have made it back, especially since I haven't been driving for like 5 years. So, you know, still getting used to the road again. But nonetheless, Bryant Jennings defeated. Okay, wait, let me play it again. This. In
which both men have been. Oh! What a right uppercut! It is over! One shot and done! One shot and a right uppercut!
And it's not like he was like done. Like I'm talking about, it's not like he was under a barrage.
Nice right hand. Heavyweight main event in which both men have been. Oh! What a right uppercut!
What's this referee's name? Allen Huggins. Sorry, Allen Huggins. You did a bad job tonight. You know, obviously, Bryant Jennings, was going to win the fight. Look at Lennox. I missed out.
My, oh, my! Watch this.
Look at the head down to Dimitrenko. Got the head down. Boom. You see his neck turn, how he snap back. That uppercut. Instant power right there. Boom. Nice uppercut right there.
I don't know. He wasn't even in a place to be able to see the fighter's eyes or like the fighter in general, like reactions. You know, I mean, look where he is.
Instant power right there.
Look where he is. It's almost like maybe does he think that Dimitrenko is leaning in, holding on him and getting ready to fall over? You know, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, but this don't look good. Now, of course, you may say, oh, what the fuck, Bryant Jennings, won the fight. Still, stuff like this shouldn't be happening.
Boom. Nice uppercut right there.
It's actually the second uppercut he hit him.
He recognized that head was down. And the punch that you don't see.
And the referee doesn't see the impact of the punch. Don't get me wrong. That's a mean-ass uppercut. And knowing Dimitrenko's history, I've covered him before in the past. All you got to do is just go look up, TstreeT Dimitrenko. Knowing his history, he probably wouldn't have got up. Or Jennings would have probably been able to likely finish him in that 9th round. Whatever. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say. He can speak English, too. Oh, he was talking for a little while, huh?
I'd say it was
both Bryant Jennings, who won this fight, and Alexander Dimitrenko. You were complaining to the referee about the stoppage. How did you feel about the moment when they stopped the fight after you went down 3 times?
Yeah, no, I am sad. What should I say? It was not correct. We are not at amateur boxing, We are profis. I am 36 years old and he is 34. We are. It was not correct. I stand up and I was ready to continue the fight.
He has a point.
Correct. We are not the small children, We are profi fighter.
You are pro fighters. You dropped them in that 4th round. what did you think about him being able to come back after you dropped him with a big right hand?
You know, I hope of rematch, and I hope that I will get the rematch. It was a nice, very nice fight, and I hope we will continue the fight. But because the people want to see the rematch.
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they did. I thought he was going to say, you know, the people know who won. You know how every now and then a boxer like to talk that shit. Anyway, let's see what BY has to say. I talked to him earlier this week about a lot of shit. I still got a video to upload on him about him and Derek Chisora.
Until 12th round, you know.
Thank you very much. Obviously, Bryant, you had to get up off the canvas, but you were able to take control of this fight. How were you able to recover after that 4th round when he landed that right hand to the back of the ear?
Yeah, well.
Hold on. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. My bad, BY. Oh, my bad. What am I doing? Hold on. I'm having some technical difficulties. Hold on. 1 minute. Having some tech difficulties.
Great fight. Those are the type of fight adjustments, and you
had a great shot and continued to put pressure.
All right, give me 1 minute. Right here, right? Right here. Yeah, there we go. Jeez.
I mean, a lot of things that happen to me is just confirmation. You know, I know it's gonna be a fight. It's a big dude. You know, it's a big dude, and you know, he's not as sweet as I thought he was. You know,
Pause.
But you know, it was just a lot of adjustments, and you know, it was a great fight. Those are the type of fights that I need. I don't care what the outcome would have been. You know, there's been times where I felt as though, you know, I should have got, you know, more favorable, you know, decision or whatever. But you know, that's how the game is. So, I mean, it is what it is.
You have a belt now. You said you didn't even know how to hold it, but I know you want to hold the world title. How do you feel about your prospects here in the heavyweight division?
We're going to talk about those belts.
Yeah, you heard what he said. He said bring them. Yeah, for sure. You can bring them. You know, I once said, you know, in the middle of camp, you know, because we've been pushing it, we've been working it hard, you know, and you know, we just trying to stay in shape, stay good, not do too much, you know. I just been working, you know. So I've been practicing real good, and you know, I still want to progress. You know, the ladder is, I still climbing up the ladder. You know, it is what it is. You know, and I'm ready for the top. You know, because I think that styles still make fights, and they think it's sweet. Then you know they can come try it.
He is very close to a WBO title shot. Now I'm guessing his IBF belt that he has is hold on, I'm gonna show you. Damn it, hold on. There we go. I'm guessing his IBF belt he has is going to guarantee him a ranking. Normally IBF don't give out, you know, underling belts like that. For example, when it comes to the WBA and the WBO, they have the Oriental title, the Intercontinental, and you know, the Pan Pacific, all that type shit. With the IBF, not so much. I really like the IBF as an organization, so I'm guessing that, you know, in September, you know, October, he's going to be ranked by the IBF. He did go down earlier in the fight. You know, I'm not going to show you that clip. You got to go check it out. You know, he's got a like the jab is there, but I noticed like when he goes into the body, you know, with the jab, the right hand is dropped, and basically he can get caught, and he got caught. I was looking at the jab; it wasn't necessarily lazy, but you know the way I don't know how to describe it. As y'all know, I'm not a motherfucking pro boxer, you know. But what we've seen is that his weakness is the jab, and also that he's not really known as a power puncher, even though he's been racking up knockouts against, you know, obviously, you know, lower level competition. But now, you know, he's in the big leagues because ESPN addressed it. I talked to him about it on Thursday at the final press conference, and the WBO, according to Sky Sports Boxing, is going to order Joshua or Povetkin, whoever wins on September the 22nd, to fight their mandatory within the 180 days. So the point is, whoever's ranked by the WBO is, likely going to get a title shot before the end of 2019. Definitely. It's looking like. So right now, Bryant Jennings, the fact that he's with Top Rank, it's no secret that Top Rank and Bob Arum, and the WBO, they work together closely. Let's just leave it at that. They work together closely. You know what I'm talking about. So you got Povetkin, who's ranked number 1 right now. Originally, it was thought that Joshua was going to be the super champion for the WBO. He's just the super champion for the WBA. But we also thought that Povetkin was going to be serving as the mandatory. We're still waiting on more confirmation on why Povetkin is not the mandatory. But number 2 is Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte deserves a title shot. The thing is, they're not just going to make Dillian Whyte the mandatory. It just don't roll like that. And I doubt that Bob Arum, especially since he has one of his fighters ranked, whatever, let that go down. So what's going to happen is likely Dillian Whyte's going to be ordered to fight Gerald Miller. If Gerald Miller turns down or Dillian Whyte turns down, and then they do it from a process of elimination. You may see Dominic Breazeale here, but Dominic Breazeale is an Al Heyman fighter, and normally Al Heyman fighters, from what we've been seeing, don't fight for the WBO title unless there's circumstances. I mean, hell, even when Mayweather won the WBO title, from Pacquiao, he burnt them for the bread, and the belt, basically. Like, he won the belt from Pacquiao, kept the belt, but didn't give him their bread, like the sanctioning fee or some shit like that, because they was going to order him to fight Timothy Bradley. But the point I'm trying to make is you got Joseph Parker, who's also right there, but how soon does he want to get back into the mix? And you may think that, well, we can go on and on about how guys like, it'll be a half-an-hour video I can sit here and tell you about, like, how both Dillian Whyte and Gerald Miller are after Manuel Charr, but Manuel Charr's got to fight Fresno Quindo. Their mandatory is Trevor Bryan because he beat BJ Flores, right? You got Miller, who's fighting Tomas Adamek. You got Dillian Whyte, who should fight Derek Chisora in a rematch because he says he wants one more fight in before he fights Joshua, which he likely will if Joshua beats Povetkin in April of next year in Wembley. You got Bryant Jennings, who can't fight Derek Chisora because they won't, because they're close friends unless it's like super mega, money. So that's not going to happen. So you have to think that depending on, like right now, the keys are in Dillian Whyte's hands and Tom Schwartz. I'm going to do my best to get as much information on this guy as possible because whoever he is, Dillian Whyte could fight, Gerald Miller could fight, Joseph Parker could fight, and then you got Bryant Jennings. So it's going to be interesting. We could even see Joseph Parker versus Bryant Jennings. Remember, this was supposed to be Parker versus Jennings. So Parker took, obviously, the bigger fight, the pay-per-view fight over there in the UK against Dillian Whyte. I did get a chance to talk to B.Y. Jennings about it, and basically he was saying the fight was done in regards to, how they say verbally agreed, but shit wasn't signed, and then that Dillian Whyte fight got done. And if you go watch that press conference, even though it's old as shit, when Parker versus Whyte was announced, they even talked about like how, there was another option down in Atlantic City in a smaller venue, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, they're trying to get BY bigger fights. And right now it's looking like, the next 2 fights, in the next 2 fights, he's going to have a big fight. We don't know who is going to be there, whether it's going to be Joseph Parker. I don't know. See, him with ESPN, you have to also think like him versus Dillian Whyte. That's a promotional issue right there. If that can go to purse bid. You see what I'm saying? Which is a good thing for Bryant Jennings because he's going to get a career high payday. But what if it's Gerald Miller that gets? It's like pay attention to the WBO the next several weeks. We're going to find out what's going on. But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy Live. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.